members of St. John's and friends. For this, my last weekly greeting, I thought that I would walk around St. John's, a place that has been important to me since I started my ordained ministry here more than 35 years ago. The words of that old hymn come to mind. We love thy place, O God, wherein thine honor dwells. And the hymn goes on, we love the house of prayer, we love the sacred font, we love thine altar. I know that this place is very meaningful to you. Some of you have brought children to be baptized here. Some have been married here. Some of you have buried loved ones from here. And I think that everyone has memories of Sunday worship and festivals when bread is broken and wine is poured, when Christ is spoken and seen and heard. The building is truly wonderful, standing here at the corner of Elgin and Somerset Streets. And we all look forward to the day when we can return for common worship. But like the children's verse, we all know that the church is not a building. The church is not a steeple. The church is a people. It has been wonderful for me to be with you, the people of St. John's, for these last 4 months. People who strive day in, day out, as St. Johnnians have done over the course of many years, people who strive to follow Jesus Christ and to keep the promises made in our baptism. The church is community. I know that you will warmly welcome your new priest, Gary, who joins you next week. I know that together you will continue proclaiming the gospel of Christ, the gospel of love. Bye for now. I look forward to seeing you sometime again when our paths cross in the future. God bless.
We've spoken before about how some pieces of well-known organ music actually began life as being for a different instrument, and they're transcribed for the organ. The most famous piece of organ music in the world is one such piece, the Toccata in D minor for organ by Johann Sebastian Bach, undoubtedly began life as none of the above, not a toccata, not in D minor, not for organ, and probably not by Bach. We don't know what the original piece was, probably a fantasia, quite likely for violin. The Dutch violinist Jaap Schroeder has done a reconstruction of it that's very convincing. It's got all kinds of unorgan-like flourishes in it. It doesn't feel like organ music under the hands, but it's the most fantastic piece when you hear it. Bach in his day was not famous so much as a composer, but as an organist. And he would be hired to do what was called Orgelprobe. So when a new organ was put in a church, they would have him come and put the organ through its paces and show all the different possibilities. And he used this piece, his transcription of the Toccata in D minor, in order to show the lungs of the organ. It has huge, deep notes and chords. And on a pipe organ, you need lots of air to be able to play those chords. So that's how he would test that. Now, in this particular case, I'm going to play it on a digital organ. So we're not too worried about the electrons, whether they can actually do it. This, in this case, is more a test of the video camera to see if it can endure the thunderous bass sounds. Here is one of my favorite pieces, the Toccata in D minor for organ by Johann Sebastian Bach.